LinkedIn can be a game changer to your business. So stay tuned, learn more about the platform's latest tricks and traps. Hello, I'm Sharon Scott Wilson with Resort Trades, the timeshare industry's learning channel since May 2020. If your profession is connected with vacation ownership or timeshare, or you're just plain interested in the industry, why not subscribe to the free monthly print magazine and weekly digital edition? Just go to resorttrades.com. So, plus, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of our interviews. So we're delighted today to have Sheryl Cattell, a certified lead instructor at BizHack Academy and creator of the LinkedIn Business Edge, a course to help you use LinkedIn to grow your business. So Sheryl was with us earlier this year speaking about LinkedIn tips and tricks, and we'll post a link to her presentation. Not only is Sheryl a fabulous LinkedIn coach, but she recently published a book, Turning Adversity into Purpose. So Sheryl, how can someone pre-order this book, and will it be available on Kindle?
Well, yes, of course. Of course, I'm in digital marketing. It has to be in digital format. I'm going to have a friends and family sale at the very beginning, probably for 99 cents. You can get a copy, all your very own. And I'll just run that for just my friends and family. And that definitely includes Resort Trades Magazine. I love you guys just like family. So.
Well, thank you. We love you too. And we're really looking forward to having you with us. Thank you again for your great preparation. So go ahead and take it away.
The thing about connecting on LinkedIn is the benefit is not limited to just the one connection. What happens is when two people connect, all of the secondary connections all are now available to see your profile in search results. So it's an exponential connection. The topic today is really about just what's new and improved on LinkedIn. I've spoken at Resort Trades on profile, getting your profile in shape. I've also done one on content publishing and how to grow your business without spending a dime. That's a good one. So those links are in the chat if you'd like to see the repeats. So when Sharon came to me, she said, what's going on with LinkedIn? I said, perfect. That's what I'll talk about. What's amazing is something is always going on. It's actually shocking. They need a news release where they tell me, because I find it just because I'm like poking around. So I'm going to save you the poking, and we'll just expose all the things I've found in the last probably 30 to 60 days. That's what we're going to be talking about. So as Sharon said, in addition to being a lead instructor for BizHack Academy, I'm also an instructor at Florida Atlantic University, FAU, here in Boca Raton. I think that's new since I talked to you, Sharon. That's a new assignment. So I teach digital marketing for them as well. So it's definitely the love of my life. So this is a little bit about me. I used to have a big long list, and I said, well, let me do a logo slide. Everybody has a logo slide, right? And so on the right side, you can see that I've had a pretty good amount of hospitality experience. I used to run all of the marketing for Travelocity. I was at Blue Green Vacations for 10 years and did all of their digital platform, their owner's website, some of their mini vacation packages, activation sites, and so on. I've also worked for other great names, brands, was the vice president of digital marketing for Bank of America for Mary Kay. Spent 4 years overseas with Dow Corning, and I worked at a couple of publishing companies, Simon & Schuster and News Corp. What was really interesting to me, because I felt, inadequate if I didn't have a logo slide, when I put this together, I never realized how much education and training I have been, since the beginning of my career, always involved in teaching and training. It's truly my passion. It's truly my love. The side on the right is what made me the money that I could live on, and the side on the left is what fed my soul. And so, as you can see, when I was at Dow Corning, I worked for Central Michigan University. I taught for the McIntire School of Business at the University of Virginia. I did some course creation and teaching for the University of San Francisco, and currently at FAU. I also started, so I'm the founder of two interactive marketing associations. One is here in South Florida, and then I also did the same thing in Dallas, Fort Worth, when I was working for Travelocity and Mary Kay. So again, those associations are nothing more than an opportunity to learn and be educated and share best practices. So it was really kind of eye-opening for me to see my love of education. As Sharon said, I have written a book. It's actually at the copy editor right now as we speak. I do hope you'll be able to get it in time for Christmas. We'll see. Or anyway, it might be a New Year's gift for yourself to figure out how to turn any adversity going on in your life into your purpose. So, and also I just share my family and my grandkids, which are the love of my life. So, all right. Enough about me. Let's talk about LinkedIn. I want to share with you, typically when you have a successful business, it's because you have a process, a methodology, repeatable, that you can count on and know is proven and has shown success. And so that's really what the LinkedIn Thought Leadership Pyramid is. So I want to go through, for example, we don't have enough time, money, or expertise to be a master of all trades. So that's why when you have a proven process, that it makes it shortcuts it, right? You don't have to recreate the wheel. You don't have to make all the same mistakes that I did. And it just gets you into market and gets you to success sooner. So that's really what I'm going to share with you today. In the other sessions, this pyramid, the goal is to get up to the top where you are seen as a thought leader on LinkedIn, and that people then seek you out and do business with your company because they see you as a credible, reliable thought leader, someone they respect. So that's the goal. And the LinkedIn Business Edge, which is the name of the course, takes you through these steps. And I'm going to take you through a couple of them today, or I'm going to touch on things that are in a few of them. But we always start with the foundation, which is your business and who you are and why you're the best person to do what you do. We also then target and figure out who is it that you're trying to attract. And then once we know who we're talking to, then we figure out what language they speak, which is keywords and hashtags. So you really need to know your target audience and things like personas and avatars, etc. Those are, part of this understanding to get to what language, the keywords and hashtags. The next step up, then we say, join the crowd. Now start listening, start engaging, start interacting, and then finally take a stand. And that's where you start your publishing and engagement outwardly. What happens is that you have to start here at the foundation and build a good connection network so that as you go up the pyramid, you get to the noisy part, you have a bigger audience to do that and be noisy with, right? The audience is bigger for you. So that's just a little bit about our methodology that we use, and that's where a lot of this comes from. I did also want to share with you the results of the first cohort, which just finished. And you're going to learn about the social selling index really soon in a couple of slides. But for the participants that were in this class, they went from an average of 40 to an average of 60, which was a 50% jump. So that is, I'm going to show you why this is important in one of the next slides. Posts per week Again, they were able to go increase the number of posts. We talk and give you a lot of cues and ideas of things to post about, ways to plan your content, ways to get inside the head of your customers, to get titles and topics that really matter and really engage. So once the increase of posts go, then average views per post is another thing we want to get up. So you spend an hour or even 15 minutes creating this beautiful post, and 5 people see it. You know, your mom and 2 of your neighbors and the person at the desk next to you. So what we really do focus on is getting the average number of post views up. And in just 5 weeks, the participants were able to see 173% increase in post views. Other things that we want, what we're trying to do, and what some of the tips I'm going to give you today, we want to get the number of times somebody looks at our profile, comes to our profile and reads our profile. And then the other one is how many times you appear in a search result. And this is all about keywords and hashtags and how did you show up in the search for what they were looking for. So this is just, I wanted to show you that this stuff can work. We have a little laboratory that we experiment with for 5 weeks. The beautiful thing about LinkedIn is it doesn't stop. It's not like advertising, right? You spend the money, you get a lot of leads, you stop spending, it's all dried up. The thing with LinkedIn is you start building this foundation, you start building this interaction and this engagement, and it can keep on going and keep on giving. And so that's really, it's a long game. It doesn't happen, but this is pretty quick. I'm very, very impressed with the results of the first cohort over just 5 weeks. So, all right, so we're going to talk about these topics. Services provided. This is relatively new. I think 45 to 60 days ago, this was released. It's a place where you can now leave 5-star reviews for services offered. Also on this page where you can see reviews that somebody has left for someone you're considering to hire for your job or your contract or your position, or you will also see a request for proposal, brand new, very cool, very effective. So I'm on your profile. I'm interested in doing business with you. I can see 5-star reviews, kind of like Google. However, the better part of this is I can click on the people who reviewed you and see if they're the real deal, see if they're a bona fide customer, see if there's somebody I know that knows them. And so that's what makes this star review so much more powerful. So we're going to talk about that. We'll also talk about creator mode, all the rage right now. I know you're seeing it when you go to profiles and you say, I can't connect. It just says follow me. So you can still connect with people that say follow, but creator mode brings with it a lot of other great features. In addition to removing the cap of connections you can have. So with LinkedIn, you are limited. Now I know we're all watching to make sure we don't go over this limit, but you can only have 15,000 connections. But in follow mode, you have unlimited followers. So this is one of the other things that makes the creator mode interesting. But I'm a far ways from that. I'm 5,000, so I've got 10,000 more to go. I think I'm safe. All right, the other thing I want to bring up today is Learning Hub, which is the acquisition of lynda.com, and how that's being integrated by Microsoft now that they have had some time to do the programming to build this in. It's very interesting opportunities to add credibility to your skills and endorsements. So the other thing we'll talk about is LinkedIn Live. So this is, think Facebook Live, YouTube Live. So this is the LinkedIn version for business to business. And that's what LinkedIn is all about. I'm actually going to cover the polls as part while I wait for you to vote on the poll. So it's not a bonus topic. I'm just going to go through it very quickly. All right. All right, that's what you're in for. However, before we get started, these are the topics I would like to know. How many of you are using some of these, all of these, or none of these features on LinkedIn? Polls are all the rage. So if you haven't been on LinkedIn in a while, you are going to be overwhelmed with the number of polls. So they look a little bit, there's a new algorithm. So this is the reason why you're seeing them. LinkedIn is really boosting polls right now. And I recommend, if you do nothing as a result of this session, other than one thing, go out and launch a poll. We're seeing incredible dwell time for your posts, for your polls. They're staying in the newsfeed way longer than any other post right now. They are getting high engagement. It's just one click to engage, and it can be fun. You can actually have fun with it. My highest viewed post was a native poll that had about 4,600, I think, participants. And on average, people are seeing about a 450% increase in their reach of polls compared to just a text with an image, which is a standard, that's a standard post on LinkedIn. I'd say vast majority are that. So just imagine, for the same amount of effort, or actually less effort, it takes so little effort to do a poll, you can get a 450% increase in reach and engagement. So I do want to say this caution. If you launch the poll from your company page, we're actually seeing that it gets half of the engagement of your personal page polls. So just a warning there. All right. So the way to do this, I'm just going to go very quickly. You have to start a post, and that we always do that from the home page. Once this pops up, you'll see this little tiny graph down here, and that's create a poll, right? You type in your questions, you put in options, it can be minimum of 2, maximum of 4. It always has to be a multiple choice. You can't choose all that apply. Then you can add more options. I think it comes default with 2. You can say how long to keep the poll up, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 day, whatever you want. And then when you click edit, you can select who you want to share the poll with. And then you just post it. That's it. It's pretty cool. Very cool feature. So the other thing, tips for poll success, is make sure you keep the question very simple. 1, max 2 lines. Try to find a way to make it just really concise and easy. You only can use multiple choice. I recommend you try to use all 4 options, because that will maximize how much of the feed you take up. Now, many people I know love emojis, and emojis are a good way to get the eye to draw to the poll and even to the answer. So, and then the other thing is you want to include a call to action and encourage comments. So I want to go back. Let's see. Do I have it? No. I want to go back to this poll here and show you what that looks like. So here you can see the emojis. Do you use emojis in your LinkedIn post? Perfect. No way, a little poop pile. I love emojis, the eyeball. So this is an example of emojis in a poll. And then this is an example of a call to action. Let me know. In other words, pointing down to where you leave a comment, tell me more, engage with me. So this is a call to action that might involve or incent someone to make a comment. So, all right, so there we are. You've heard all about polls now. I want to talk about, why do you care? What matters about LinkedIn? And this is my opinion, but I think that LinkedIn right now is poised for B2B world domination. The reason I say that is they have a lot of things already in their pocket, a lot of things going their way. And now I'm seeing Microsoft investing a lot of money and programming in leveraging these things and bringing them together in ways that no other website, not even Google, can do as it relates to B2B. So let me give you a little bit more insight into that. So as I think you all know, 774 million users in about 200 countries. Almost 150 million of these users are in the United States. It is the single largest concentration of business to business professionals anywhere in the world on the web, bar none, hands down, they got it. Now, this is another thing. Let's just pause for a second. They're growing at a rate of 2 people per second. So 2 people just joined as we took that moment. And this is kind of mind-boggling in terms of the growth rate. That's why I have to update this slide almost every presentation. So the other interesting thing is, when we think social media, we think of the big ones, right? The TikToks and the Facebooks and the Twitters. But when it comes to business sites, half of the traffic that go to those sites from social media are coming from LinkedIn. So that really puts it in perspective in terms of traffic volume. However, I think the more important number is that 80% of B2B leads from social media are coming from LinkedIn. What that says is that LinkedIn is a higher quality channel. In other words, for every 100 people that come, 80% of the leads are coming from LinkedIn versus the other social media channels. So that's pretty impressive. Also, here's your opportunity. As a person who wants to be seen and recognized and to be a thought leader in your industry, only 5% of active users will share content every week. And they're generating over 9 billion impressions. So there's a lot of hungry people wanting and looking for information and knowledge and education on LinkedIn. And you do not have a big competitive pool that you have to go up against in order to get attention. That's why the LinkedIn Business Edge is all about thought leadership. You have a stage, you have a willing, accepting audience who's gobbling this content up, and you don't have to wait in line long to go on stage. So that's a big opportunity, and that's why I think we're seeing a lot of activity going on right now. The last thing I just want to mention is that, the advertising growth of the digital channel, you can see in the black line is going up and has gone up dramatically during COVID. And the traditional tools like direct mail and trade shows and seminars, things I call belly to belly networking, those channels are not being as leveraged as much. And so what is being predicted here by Insider Intelligence is that the convergence where digital and traditional are actually going to meet. I think it's already surpassed for consumer, but for B2B, there was always a holdout that the belly to belly and direct mail would still hold out. But I think COVID's changed that for a lot of us. So the other thing I want to show is the chart. This black boxes are the growth of the existing growth and the projected growth of advertising on LinkedIn. And as you can see, it is still growing very rapidly. The growth rate is going down because the base is bigger. And so even though it's still growing, because it's growing on a larger base, the growth rate is going down. But you can see that LinkedIn is currently dominating and projected to continue to dominate about 1/3 of all display ad spending. So they're the biggest competitor in B2B. Now, just remember that. That's what I'm talking about, to Google. So they're really giving them a run for their money. All right. So I promised that I would talk to you about the social selling index. And I'll also tell you why it's important. Do not click the learn more. They will try to sell you Sales Navigator. You just want to click on the get your score free. It doesn't have the red box or the red arrow, but I'm trying to show you where to go. And you're actually looking at mine here on the screen. When I first started on LinkedIn, boy, this was back in 2012, 2013. Oh, good. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. 54. Glenda, excellent. 59. Okay, good. I think I started in my 20s, not age. Well, yeah, it might have been. But my score was in the 20s. So it's possible. Hey, Claudia, thank you for coming. 72 more pod members. Good job, guys. Appreciate you showing up. So the social selling index, what I want to walk through for you so you understand how to read it. When I saw 76 out of 100, I was very disappointed. I thought, oh, this is not good. I'm an overachiever. I want better. I need to be 90. Good job. Thanks, Sharon. 62. Good. I think that's gone up too. I think the last time we did it, it was lower than that. All right. So what you want to look at is the top left right now. And that will tell you, relatively speaking, how you rank compared to other people who said they were in the same industry as you. So for me, that's marketing and advertising. So that's that in that score, I show up pretty darn well. I'm happy with that. 1%. Woohoo! That's where I want to be. Now on the right, it says compared to my network, these are the people that I am connected to. I'm only in the top 3%. So I either need to get rid of some of my friends who are overachievers, or I need to work harder. So I think I'll do the second. But these are the numbers that really put you in perspective, right? So on the industry side, everybody's in there. Those are people that do advertising on TV, that do direct mail, that do newspapers. So that's probably why I'm coming up higher. But yet online, who I network with tend to be more of the digital experts or the digital focus. So that's why my score is a little bit lower. So, well, thank you for playing along with that. Now I'm going to show you why it matters. So what's interesting is this is a research report that was just released, in October, a few weeks ago. And they did an analysis of people that had different SSIs and what their post reach was for the same photo and same copy. And so this is the uptick. If you're, so let's say your social selling index is in 45, you compare to the average person, your post will remain in the feed 10% less than everyone else, than the normal. The normal is the 45 to 59. We had a lot of people in that range, which is good. So that's kind of like the norm. You can benchmark yourself there. And then after today, you can go and implement some of the things we talk about and get your score up. Now, if you're in the 60 to 74 range, you're actually going to be left in the feed 10% longer. So you'll see your posts getting increased reach as your social selling index goes up. And then in the case of 75 to 90, about 20%. Over 90 gives you a reason to go for it, about 30% increase. So you can see that there is something to this social selling index, and it is being, the algorithm is taking it into account when it decides how long to let you linger in the news feed. All right. So this is some suggestions for you, for those from the pod. You all know this, but you need to get an all-star profile. And you know if you're all-star, if you look at your dashboard here, and you can see here on the top right, it'll tell you if you're an all-star. So I'll just spend a few seconds going through the things you need. Tick, tick, tick. You need to specify your industry, right? How are they going to compare you to your industry if you don't say? Your location must be specified. Even if you serve nationally, put your location as part of your profile and then say, I can work remotely, and that'll expand your exposure. You need to have a current position and at least 2 past positions. So with my students at FAU, I counsel them to go ahead and add McDonald's and, talk about customer service and operating under stress and, things that are buzzwords, keywords for companies that are looking for new hires. You also need to have an education. Now, I work with a lot of programmers who are self-taught. Think Bill Gates, right? He dropped out of college, so he can't list a college education. However, you can put high school. High school is okay. So I encourage everyone to go ahead and put their high school in. Now, you may not want to display it at the top of your profile. That's an option. You can say, don't put my high school there, and just put my company logo there. So, but you do need to put it. So please go ahead and put your education, no matter what. All right, 3 skills. You need to have 3 skills on your skills and endorsements. And then you go, oh, what? I don't see skills. All right, you may need to add that section to your profile. So go ahead, right below your picture and title, there'll be a thing that says add section. So you need to add the section, and then you need at least 3, and it goes up. Well, of course, Georgie, of course you're in the top 1%. Oh, welcome, I'm glad you made it. Then a profile photo and 50 connections. Those are the things that LinkedIn is looking for in order to get your SSI higher. So, and then these are the things when you go to the page where it has the SSI and you click on these little question marks, these little bubbles, this will give you a tip or a hint on how you can get that particular score to increase. So that's really kind of a summary of what those are. Grow your relationships, engage, publish, and so on. The next thing I want to talk to you about is social proof. So the new information on the SSI is the impact of your SSI on your reach of posts. So that is brand new. That's like I said, less than a month old. So this is another brand new feature, I would say less than 60 days. And this is LinkedIn has decided to add, thanks, Georgie. They've decided to add 5-star reviews. So they're going to be like Amazon and Google My Business. That's why I'm saying domination, world domination, at least for B2B. All right, so the way that you can get 5-star reviews added to your profile is you'll look for something here called providing services. Now, if you don't see it, if it's missing, use the open to. Click the open to button. It'll drop down and it'll say providing services. Add it to your profile, and then you get to pick which services you would like to be reviewed for. So for me, obviously, LinkedIn coaching, life coaching, the things that I do, digital marketing, etc. So you add those here. You can add a little description that'll be on this page. And then once those are in place, you get the opportunity to leave reviews or ask for reviews. Now, I think that because it's just brand new, they're only giving you 20 credits. I don't know. So like think Google My Business, you can get as many reviews as you want. I guess they want to make sure people are not gaming the system. So what you do is, like I said, it's still got a few bugs to work out. But what you do is you go in and you select your service that you're going to get reviewed. And for example, I asked Carrie and Sharon to review search engine optimization work we did together. And so then I pick who I want to review it. and then it will send them a request for a review. Now, do not confuse this. This is not a recommendation. This is a review of my services. So it's going to look a little different, and I don't think that they're done with this yet. LinkedIn is still working on this. I see a day when that 5-star review is on the homepage of my profile, front and center. All right, so this is what happens. Your request for review gets lost. I don't know about you, but I get, 100 notifications a day, and sometimes I don't always open it. And so I would have missed a request for review that looked like this. So what we do is, in order to address this little glitch that they need to work out, is you can go into the providing services, and you'll see something that says review status. So after you send an invite, there's Carrie, all right, Sharon. After you send an invite, you come back in and hit message. And this will turn that request into a direct message with a link to where they can give a review. You with me? So this is, unfortunately, it's a 2-step process, but it's pretty cool once you get it up and going. Now, this is what Sharon and Carrie had to fill out. Would you recommend this person? How would you rate your project? And then you can leave a written review. Now, to make it easier for your clients, if they've written you an email that said, you're the best, it was amazing, you've doubled my business, copy that out of an email and put it into the direct message and say, hey, you could go ahead and just use this. Let me make it easy for you. And just copy and paste what you already said about me into this review. That's a little insider tip, worth saving your reviewers time. It'll make it more likely that it happens. So this is what it looks like when somebody comes to your page, your providing services page. I see this turning into a landing page that people might use because not only do I know a little bit about Dan, I see the services he offers. I also see the reviews. He's pretty well thought of. I can click on the people who reviewed him, make sure they're the real deal, and I can ask for a proposal right on the same page. So this really is a powerful tool that I think LinkedIn has just started to roll out. All right, creator mode is the next new feature. It's not quite as new as the providing services, but still pretty cool and worth talking about because I didn't realize when I implemented it all of the benefits. I thought it was just a way to have people follow me instead of connect with me, but it's not. It's actually way more. So the number one benefit is you're not limited to 15,000 connections. You can have unlimited followers. Okay, probably not at the top of our list. Now, when you have the follow button, it is the prominent call to action, but people can still connect. All they have to do is go over to the more and drop down and it says connect. So it's not like you're preventing people from connecting, but the easy choice is follow me. All right. Now, what also happens is on your profile page, it used to show all activity. So everything that I did, any little great job or way to go would show up on my activity panel. And what changed when I implemented creator mode is now only my posts show there, only posts I create or share. And so now, and it's also higher up on the profile page. You don't have to scroll as far to see my creations, right? Creator mode. Now you're getting the connection here. I'm seen as a creator on LinkedIn. And so they're elevating my creation, my content. Also, you'll see this new area appear right underneath your title, where you get to add 5 hashtags, keywords of things that you're targeting or you talk about. That's what they say. This is what I talk about. This helps you, again, show up in more search results for people looking for the things that I talk about. So very powerful. And again, when you go and look at a profile, you're no longer going to see just 500 plus connections. You're going to see the total number of followers. So, everybody used to be the same at 500 plus, but now you can see, oh no, they actually have 5,000 followers. So that's another benefit if you do have a lot of followers or a lot of connections. It's a little more obvious. All right. So you're all convinced, you want to try it, you want to check it out, you can turn it on and turn it off. So if you don't like it, turn it off. But to get there, it's right below your dashboard. So right here where you can see the all-star status we talked about, it's right below there. Click on it and go and slide the slider from off to on. All right, and then, like I said, you get to pick your 5 hashtags or keywords. So I want to spend a few minutes talking about the Learning Hub, which is made up significantly of the lynda.com acquisition. And what this has done is brought hundreds and thousands of new courses and new assessments, new certifications to LinkedIn. And they are now starting to integrate that. So one good thing is based on my profile, based on anything I have in my profile, they can now offer up customized education programs that they think I would be very interested in. So this is, with Lynda, you didn't have this, right? I'm already here. I'm already on LinkedIn. And so when I go to the training hub, I see all of these classes that are available, and they're tailored to my interest. So the other thing is, if you see this little blue up here, take the skill quiz. When you take and pass the skill quiz, you get this little badge. So on your skills and endorsements, you can see that I have 99 people who have endorsed me as being okay at digital marketing. I can also take an assessment and add a badge. So now it's like a 1-2 punch, right? You've got the social proof, people say I'm okay, and then I've got the credibility punch, which says I've proven it. So it's very powerful in terms of, how you present yourself. So I recommend go ahead, take the training and get your skill badge and get the 1-2 punch. And I would recommend, start with the ones that are at the top of the list. And the way you can change this. So you can have 50 total skills, and you can change the order by clicking on this little pencil icon at the top right. And then you can actually drag and drop and pin. There's a little pin, like a thumbtack on the left. You can unpin and pin new ones to make sure that the ones that are showing on your profile, which are the ones that are more likely to be endorsed, are the ones that show up on, the first 3. So that's what I would recommend you do, is go look at your skills now, make sure that they're the ones that count, and they're the ones you want more endorsements on, and they're the ones that you want to sell more business into. So, all right, I think this is the last section, the LinkedIn Live. This has just changed, actually November 1st, they made some big changes to LinkedIn Live. But I want to first start with saying, why do you care? Who cares? Why LinkedIn Live? I can just post a video. Well, live videos have 7 times the reaction and 24 times more comments than after the fact video. So think about that. The live effect, it's sort of like that sense of urgency. It's live now. Come in and ask your questions and I'll answer your questions, right? Also, active connections are alerted when you are about to go live. Your profile banner actually turns into the live stream event, and it's 2 clicks away in order to join the live stream. Once it's live, it's literally so easy to get into a live stream event. They also have automated reminders for anyone who signs up that has said that they would, hey, Karen, welcome. I see you, 73. I haven't seen you in forever, a former blue-green colleague. So another nice feature is they've built in these reminders for anyone who signed up on LinkedIn. And you also have the ability to add captions and provide moderation. And there are some simple video editing tools that really make it pretty cool. So they're making big changes in LinkedIn Live and getting with the program. So I just showed this. This is an example. This is M&C Communications, their PR brand reputation agency. And when they're doing live stream events, you can't see it. I have a video of this. They're talking, and the event is live. It's happening, and it's literally 2 clicks to get into the event. So very, very impressive, easy access, really good features, and worth the effort to get in. So what does it take to become a LinkedIn Live approved user? Because you do have to get approved. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, Carrie, yes, she's put the link to the application. There is an application process. These are the minimums. You have to have at least 100 followers or 150 followers or connections. They are looking for people who create original content, especially video. They want someone who's never violated the professional communities policy. You will need a third party, just kind of like Webinar Jam or StreamYard or one of these. And you have to be approved. So after that, lights, camera, action, woohoo. It sounds easy, right? Oh, no, rejected. I don't know anybody who's been accepted on the first try. So don't be disheartened. What they're looking for is, do you have a strong audience and engagement? If you don't have it for your company, use a personal profile. Because most of us spend our time on our personal profile, it seems to be easier to get it for a personal profile than a company. Also, if you don't have a history of doing video on LinkedIn, start now. No time like the present. And then do you engage when people make comments or, start a dialogue? Do you respond to them, or do you post and ghost? That's somebody who just puts it up there and then people start talking and nobody's there, right? So that's what they're going to look at, your history and how well you've done that. All right, so if you've tried everything and you are not having any success getting approved for LinkedIn Live, you're not winning the lottery, I'm going to give you tips on what other people have told me worked for them. I am not recommending any of these. I am telling you, I am sharing best practices of people who have successfully gotten LinkedIn Live. The M&C Communications, they got it for their business page, which is rare, more rare than getting for profile. And the way they did it is they went to StreamYard and signed up for an account and asked them to help them on their behalf to speak to LinkedIn, and it worked. They were probably one of the first businesses that got LinkedIn Live. As I said before, use your personal page. If your business page isn't strong, start posting, and don't give up. Keep applying. If you get rejected, that doesn't mean no, it just means not yet. So some people suggest you apply every week, once a week. All right, this is the nuclear option. That's the picture on the side. I am not recommending this, but I am sharing it. So what this person did is they did all of their events on Facebook Live, and then they would post it on their LinkedIn profile, and they would start with, this week's Facebook Live is on topic of nuclear attacks, and, click here to see the live stream. And then below the fold, where you have to say, see more, they would put, unfortunately, at LinkedIn, this is a way to get LinkedIn's attention, and at LinkedIn Help, and at Ryan Rolansky, who is the CEO, hasn't granted us live stream capability yet, so we can only get this content on Facebook. It worked. Okay. Not sure if that's what got him, but it did work after months and months of trying. this nuclear approach did work for the person who shared this. So I'm passing it along and not saying you should do it, but food for thought. All right. So there have been some recent changes that have been made to LinkedIn Live. You no longer can have private events. Everything has to be open. The event feed will also be public, and the public can comment, and the content is visible. You can only use LinkedIn registration. Before, you used to be able to use a combination. The registration form, somebody who wants to sign up, is actually available before, during, and after the event. And they're recommending you use something like Zapier to connect to your CRM. So no, not to LinkedIn Live. You can post a link to a recording of a video, or you can upload a video natively, but it's LinkedIn Live is that it's live. It's in the moment. Now, I have heard, like I said, November 1st is when all these changes went in. But I'm hearing from people that they're having trouble finding the LinkedIn Lives after the event. But I do know it is available afterwards. It's just not easy to find. So no, you have to go live to have a LinkedIn Live recording. So I hope that answers. All right. So these are some ideas for LinkedIn Live events. You can have an interview, something like this, a live speaking event. So you can do live product demos, or even a celebration. You can have a celebration. You could do a job fair live. So those are just some ideas that I wanted to share with you. Okay, whew, we got through everything. Next steps, I recommend everybody leave the session and go make a poll. Get that 450% boost in your reach. And then also there is a free gifts. Of course, you got to have freebies at the end. Yes, thank you, Carrie. Yep, there's your link. Thebizhack.com LBE. You can get the profile. I have a profile tip sheet and posting tips. So this is more about content. And there's some great links to tools that you can access and leverage in both your profile and your content posting. So our next class, if you would like to be one of those people who increases your scores and your connections and your post views, we do have another class starting in January. So please join us. And like I said, you can also find that on the freebie page. So same place. And just to give you an idea, it's 10 hours of interactive class. We do it on Tuesdays right now. You have 5 hours of lab, a working lab, which it's either on a Thursday or a Friday, and you get 2 one-on-one coaching sessions. So I know people that charge just for the one-on-one coaching about $600. So it's a pretty good deal when you add up all the things you get, but more importantly, the results. Forget what you get in terms of hours. Think about the results. That's what we're going for here. And so the whole purpose is to get to this thought leadership focus for your presence on LinkedIn by going through these steps. So we really focus on how. It's very much a how-to, step-by-step process versus today we just talked about what and why. And so it's more of a hands-on, let's do it now, let's not talk about it. So we do also have a money-back guarantee, of course, And so what's next? You're going to get your freebies, get your checklist. You can also schedule time with me. I do 15-minute sessions at no charge. And you're more than welcome to, there you go, click on that link and schedule something with me. My goddaughter's with me this week, so it might be a week in the future. And of course, sign up for the class, and we'll tell you everything that's going on there. So my parting thought are what we repeatedly do. And so excellence, therefore, is not an act, but it's a habit. Thank you, Aristotle. And so let's build some profitable habits. Let's go.
Wow, I'm breathless, as I'm sure all of our attendees are. Such a load of information. Thank you so much, Sheryl. Really appreciate
you for having me.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Carrie will have posted links to the various sites that Sheryl mentioned in the description box. Be sure while you're there to please subscribe, hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of our future interviews. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your support.